Okay, I'm ready to continue. I want to mention that the rebuild kit, the Bosch rebuild kit, it lacked a few O-rings that I had to buy separately, like this big O-ring over here. I bought it. It's 2.425 ID by 0.103 CS. It's a Viton 75. It should be good for diesel and fluids and oil and all that. And I also had to buy this wiper over here, and I couldn't find one that fit this perfectly, so I had to buy it in two pieces, a big flat washer and the wiper. The washer, it's quarter by a half contour backup nitrile 90, and the wiper, it's quarter by half by eighth. Everything else came with the kit. And when I took it apart, these parts over here fell off, so I didn't have a chance to see how they were in. However, they easy to figure. This part over here will go to the, like this, to the bottom part over here, and the top piece will go on top, and it has a notch that should point up, and when it's fit in, this cam will go and match on one of these holes, this one right here. So you could see if you put it one way, it's not gonna work, it's not gonna do its job. However, if you do it like this, with this point up, it's gonna fluctuate the amount of diesel that go through. So that's how they should go. Okay, I had some oil on this already, and the notch will point up with this over here. And it's a breast fit, nice and in place. Now I'm gonna assemble this part. This should go like this. This part over here go like this, and then this part will go over here. And then the spring. The notch point up over here, and this one point down. And then this part over here, the one control the top, we're gonna have a piece that's a small spring to keep a pressure on this up and to keep the cam in place. It should go like this, and it should go on top of that. I need to get some grease to hold the spring in place. It won't stay. Okay, get some grease. Oh yeah. Now there is a mark over here that should point up. Okay, this part in, it's better to put the top part, this way you could see it line up and all that, and make sure to spin it freely. And once again, keep the mark pointing up. Now the bottom part. Now there is this washer over here. I'm gonna apply some grease. And it should go like this. Alright, now we're gonna finish install the distributor, put it all together and put it on the cam. And the way it's come, there's two washers over here and the spring, and actually three washers. There is one big one over here and there is two over here, and that's what distribute the diesel to the injectors. It will line up the four injectors when it spin, so it will allow the diesel to pass to that injector. It's very simple design. Now this part over here, I'm gonna put the cover on to keep them in place. I'm gonna apply a little bit silicone to this area over here so moisture and water won't get in. When I took it out, there was a lot of rust built in this area. This screw is being torqued. Now we're gonna have to install the levers, because once we assemble the distributor inside the body, this part gonna go right here and it will prevent us from working on it. We start with the top. The top one should have this spring protector to protect it from rubbing on that metal part and act as a bushing. And should go like this. The spring will latch on this part right here. Okay, now this part assembled. It's good to go. One thing to mention is the notch over here is pointing about to this area, and the notch over here is pointing right to this corner. That's how it was before. This has a movement of about 60 degrees, and I would say it's set about 30 degrees from center, and this one looked like about 20 degrees from center, pointing this direction. And next thing we're gonna do, I did have to remove the O-ring because I need to insert the shims and they won't fit with the O-ring there. This over here is the distributor shaft. That's how it came out. There's two washers over here, and there is big washer that's housed the spring, and there's another washer to house the spring on top, and there is a notch over here. It should fit inside this one, like so. And I'm gonna put oil to hold the shims in. There was 4 of them, came out. Then the O-ring. We're gonna apply some silicone here so moisture won't build up and cause rust. Okay, now this part assembled and it's torqued and everything is working here. Of course this needs to be oiled, the spring is rubbing here. And I'm gonna apply a little bit of grease over here to this shaft. Now this part go like this. Then this is the return bolt. This has to go on top. The one it has valve inside it, so it will only send the extra diesel back to the tank and it won't suck through it. Now we're gonna have the pipe attached is still on the dozer. And now this bolt, that's where they calibrate the pump. They put dial indicator here and make sure it read certain readings. last thing, this part right here to cover the service port where they could go and time it. And that's it. It's assembled, ready to go. It's very easy. Now this over here, the injector connectors, they have spring and kind of valve over here for a reason, so they will send diesel but they won't get it back in, and they go right here. This is the last part that's gonna go in this pump, which is the one that sends the fuel from the distributor to the injector. It's built like valve, so it will send diesel but won't return it, and it should go like this: the body, a small washer, a spring, a valve, and the housing for the valve, and then a brass washer. And we assembled this in and then hold the pump up and tied it in like this so they won't fall. That's it. This pump rebuilt and ready to go. One thing to mention, the rebuild kit cost about $24 with shipping, and the extra O-rings that I have to buy and the wiper for this, they cost about 12 bucks. And I used 2 cans of carb cleaner. They're about $4 a piece. So I have about less than $50 to rebuild this pump, and of course I have to remanufacture and build these parts that went here and this one here, and I'll probably have a total of 5 hours in it, and I saved myself a lot of money. The diesel shop over here, they want to charge me $1,200 to rebuild it and $350 to test it. So, and they professional, so they could get it done in a whole lot less time than it took me. So I'm now just ready to put it in and test it. It's gonna have to wait till next weekend. Ready to be assembled. I made a cover over here to cover that hole that I created, and I also made another cover for the blade valve. It was missing when I bought the dozer, so I made one out of 8-inch sheet metal. Assembled and ready to go. I did, however, when I bleed it or try to bleed it, this held by a couple teeth. Luckily it came out very easy. So I went to town and bought me a 6mm bolt. I think it was 1/2 inch long. And I put the new battery in. Put some starter fluid in it. And I'm ready to crank it up and see what's happened. The blade so I could drill and turn over here. Cool. There is no leak. It's fired up real good. Let me see if it's fired up without starter fluid. Cutting edge and finish this over here. The fuel pump is good, there's no leak, and the dozer start fine and run fine. I drove it yesterday for a little bit. Everything is good now with this dozer, with the exception of the valve that control the blade. It's for some reason it's bleeding down, and I think the reason is the hydraulic valve. It has a minor leak, which I wouldn't worry about it. I mean, it's very little, but the bleeding down, it's what's worrying me. I don't want to get started tearing fences or digging a pond and then this valve will blow up or something. So it's not gonna blow up, but it start leaking worse and it won't hold the blade up. So I'm just gonna take it down and see if I could rebuild it. If not, I'm gonna buy a joystick off eBay with 3 spools and install it on this dozer. I'm not gonna buy anything from the junkyard. From previous experience, they ask too much money and it's a probably worn out part. So just gonna see if I could rebuild this one. If not, like I said, I'm gonna buy a joystick with the 3 spools off eBay and make it work. After I finish with the valve, hopefully this coming week, I'm gonna paint this dozer. I already made a blade to cover this. When I bought it, it was missing. So once I rebuild the valve, I'm gonna put the blade on, the blade to cover this, and then I'm gonna paint the dozer.